All right, here we are back, starting another big block build. So that's generally the engines I'm into, so that's pretty much all I build. This one here is kind of a unique deal. This is an original engine for a vehicle I own. It's a factory 70 396, which from the factory they were bored 30 over to begin with, so technically a 402, and then it's gone 30 over from 402 or 60 over from 396, so now it's basically 408 cubic inch. It's just what it needed to be cleaned up. Not building this thing to try and make not trying to build any record-setting power, just want to put this kind of back, keep your GM all GM original. I know this will upset a few folks, but if I was building a big block to make power, I would start with a 454, not a 396 anyways, but that's a whole other deal. This is just because it's an original car, and thought it might be nice to actually have one vehicle that's kind of all original. Anyways, this block had been the whole engine machine work and everything was done a long time ago, well over, geez, I'm sure it's over 20 years ago now, and it was done by the machine shop is down near Calgary area, and the gentleman's name who did all the machine work was his name is Brad. But yeah, I believe he's still around. Brad's Engine Rebuilding. Haven't talked to him in years, but I believe he's still up and running, and yeah, he does a fantastic job. He did anyways 20 years ago. I'm sure if he's still at it today, I'm sure he's still doing fantastic work. But anyways, yeah, just gonna lay some. This stuff is old. Even these bearings, these Federal-Mogul bearings, they've been in the box for, well, since that long ago. Here's the here's what the box looked like back in the day. Kind of interesting. I'm used to seeing more stuff like this, or these are Clevites, but yeah, these are Federal-Mogul. The crank's been ground, so these are what I'm gonna be using. So I've cleaned up everything really good, and just gonna set these in. Our bottom, actually, it looks like our bottom half here, but technically it's our upper half because the block's upside down. So as you can see, our upper half has an oiling hole. All the clearances were checked on this when the machine work was done. But like I say, that was a long time ago, and just for the heck of it, thought, well, I'm gonna check it out myself, just to see where it's at. I've just to save some time and boringness on this video, I guess. I've pre-cleaned everything. This block, back in my earlier videos, they're not the best. Not that they've improved much either. But this block had been sitting around, so it was a little bit rusty. And I did that, the old put it in the tank and use the battery charger and washing soda and to help clean up the rust. And I only let it sit basically overnight, and I can't believe how well it cleaned it up. I just basically gave the cylinders a quick, I mean, this block had been bored, torque plate, final honed and everything. So Yeah, just like I say, I've been sitting around at another location, so nice to finally get her and try and get this car all back together. My old high school buddies will probably remember me driving this car back in the day. At that time, it had an LS6 454. I still have that engine. It's not a real LS6 car, but that LS6 might end up in it. I'm not sure, but regardless, this is the actual original engine, and I want to put it together anyway, so at least it's all together. Yeah, just crazy how long some of this iron sits around. It's apart and never goes back together. I just turn my video over here. Kind of got my garage a little better organized, somewhat in the corner here, and I just so here, technically here's the bottom half. So there's no oiling hole. Oh, I'm just gonna lay these in again. I cleaned the backs off, and yep, and yep, these I'm all about lubing stuff up, but when it comes to putting bearing shells in, follow manufacturer's recommendations, and that's that they you just set them in dry, no oil in here or on the back sides of the bearings or that kind of stuff. I mean, I've seen a couple of videos where guys are doing that, and maybe it works for them, maybe they, I don't know. It's just, it's not recommended. It's not technically the right way to do it. So I've been following what the manufacturer is, and in this particular case, it's the GM manual. In fact, I got it out, had it out here. This is even though it's 70 engine, I mean, it's 69 manual, but same deal. It's got all the torque specs, all your tolerances, bearing clearances for your application. And this this particular engine. It's not the high horse L78. This is the lower horse, the 350 horse, 396 base engine performance package in the 70 Chevelle for 1970. So I'm not smarter than the guys who invented this stuff, and I never claimed to be. So one in doubt, one in doubt, read the manual, and if that doesn't work, actually try following it. All right, so just gonna set my caps on here. Everything's all, you can see she's all numbered. You see a number 1 there, and there's an arrow pointing forward to the front of the block. Again, this block was line board. It had you name it, it had it. We'll just get these set in place here for a second, and make sure that again we got all our numbers lining up. Number 2 there. Yeah, I guess it's oh, we'll just put these guys in order. Number 3, arrow pointing forward. Number 4, arrow pointing forward. And the old main cap. So we're just getting these on. I'm going to torque them down and just check the bearing clearances. And these are stock bolts, so they don't get any exotic lubricants. Just some oil, a little on the threads, a little under the cap of the bolt where it rubs against the cap there, the main cap there. We don't put in bolts dry or torque anything dry, not on these engines anyways, not on these big block Chevys. Little dab of oil there. Again, all these bolts, threads, everything's all been polished up nice and thoroughly cleaned. That's the key to having success, is making sure that everything is clean. And even when you think you got it clean, wash it again, just to be sure. I just like to get the bolts started a little bit so I know they're somewhat lined up here. Then I'll grab the old hammer, the old dead blow here to seat our caps, because they're supposed to be interference fit. See, nice and snug. Oh yeah, there we go. Yep. 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 Make sure our caps are seated nice. Find the old socket here. Yeah, I guess I'll all right, where are we here? Oh, holy jeez. Yeah, you could have all your tools laid out there and make for a better quality video, but we can't have everything laid out. Getting real nice. pull out the old Torque Maestro 3000 here, and yeah, we'll do a couple passes here. I don't just slam them down right up to the max spec there. All right, jump up. That first pass was just, I just went 50 foot-pounds here just to get her seated down. We got a ways to go. And then our final pass. Make sure I'm in a half decent spot. All right. I've take you over here. This is the crank there, tagged and bagged. It's been machined, and I've mic'd it. I got my mic set. I was gonna set up my my dial bore gauge here. These are soft jaws here. I'm just gonna put this in just tight enough to hold it. So I've used I've already measured my my main bearing journals on the crank there, and so now I'm gonna set up my actual dial bore gauge here. And if you want to see the right way to do this, you probably should be watching Machine Shop, not me. But that's okay. This is what you get, what you have to work with. Okay. Let's see. What do we got here? Okay. We have got to change our tips here. Aha. That's what's going on. Missing one. So we go, it's 80 thou there. Might be able to get this to work. We'll see how this is gonna, oh yeah, that should work. Missing one. So I'll set this in here and we'll try and get her zeroed out here. Just about. Okay. So I got that not sure if this is going to show or not. Try and do this. Let's see. Set that down. Okay, there we are. See if I can. This is already set to my crank journal, bearing journal, and we will we're pretty. I might just give that one tweak. Oh, maybe not. Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. So I'm kind of curious to see what we get as far as okay. I'll bring the old camera around this side just to see if I can show what this has got. Bring it down here. Turn this a little bit here. Okay, so try and get to where I can show you that. Hopefully this works out not bad. But I'll just set this in, and you can see that we're getting basically 3 thou on the money there. 1, 2, 3. I don't know Hopefully that shows up. Yeah, getting basically 3 thou on the money there. Now on the check another one here, see what we're at here. Little over 3 thou. Which is no problem. Some guys like to build them tighter, or probably not much looser than that, but I don't mind being in that on the mains, you know, 3 thou. I don't like to go much looser than that, you know, 3.2. We're definitely, you know, it's to the looser side. And you can go, if you want to tighten that up, you could go a you know, they make bearings. The crank's been ground, but you can get an X bearing if you want to tighten it up a 1/2 thou or whatever. Even changing, you know, you could change an upper half to take out a 1/2 thou, or, you know, whatever you're desired there too, right? See if I'm gonna reach this. Might not be able to. I might just reach without having to. I think I'm gonna do a recheck calibration there on this. Oh, drop my shim there. But anyways, yeah, that's just kind of the gist of it. I'm not seeing anything that's too crazy out of whack. Again, this is you know, big block Chevy. I don't mind running a little to the looser side of the spectrum. But yeah, that's kind of part. I guess I'll call this part 1. Reviving the old 70 396/402. But that's it. Nothing too crazy. Just some basic. Lots of videos out there on checking bearing clearances and all that good stuff. So next video, do part 2. We'll do we'll install the crank, do the rear main seal, and then file fit the rings, and then we can get the slugs slammed in her, and then we'll go from there. But yeah, nothing too crazy. Thanks for watching, and until next time, take it easy.